Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Becca Himza, and today I'm coming to you with the tarot reading for the collective. I haven't done this in a couple weeks, so I'm very excited to get back into it. We are in the final month of the year, not the zodiac, but the year. I think we should create a calendar based around the zodiac. What do you think? Anyway, totally different topic. We are in the sign of Sagittarius. We just had the full moon in Gemini. We're coming close to Capricorn season, actually. Today is December 15th, 2019. I'm really excited. Today, a few different decks came through. So this is going to be a slightly different reading, not super different, but I'm very excited. So today we are using... First, I think I'm using my main tarot deck is one I've never used for this. I'm pretty sure I've only used it for personal readings. And the two other decks are my new decks, and if you'd like to see a full flip through of those, I just posted... Ooh, hair in my eye, No, I don't like that. I don't like that. If you'd like to see a full flip through of these decks, I did just post a double Oracle deck unboxing that I'm super excited about. I was away for a while, and that's what I did to come back. I also have some other yummy videos coming at you, so stay tuned. All right, so today, let's see, where are they? Okay. Today we are using the Oracle Tarot. Now this tarot is a little bit different. There are no court cards. I do suggest this as like a beginner's tarot. The images are really great. There is some nudity in it. But if you guys would like me to do like more of like an actual flip through of this deck, I don't think I have one. So definitely let me know. I picked this up in Australia several years ago. I love this deck. I don't use it enough. We are going to be using the Keepers of the Light Oracle. This is one of the Oracle decks that was in my unboxing. And then we have the, let's see, the Work Your Light. Lots of light things today. Lots of oracles. We have all oracles in the cards, and we have light in a lot of them, so that's really cool. The Work Your Light Oracle. I am loving this deck. Just saying. And I haven't really used the Keepers of Light Oracle too much, but what I have, I'm really enjoying. So today I kind of tapped into spirit, and my question was, what is the main energy we need to look at, but what are the guides that can actually assist us in moving through this energy? What are the guides we can tap into? And I haven't done that in a reading before, so I'm kind of excited to see who comes through. So if it resonates with you, one or both of these beings two actually came through. If one or both of these beings resonates with you, I highly recommend looking them up. I highly recommend, even if, you know, they're a little obscure or whatever, getting quiet, getting peaceful, tap into that energy that you're feeling, that drawn into energy with them, and just, you know, either speak out louder in your mind and say, I am open to this being coming through for me, that it may guide me with love and light. These are the Keepers of the Light. So, you know, asking this guide to assist you in your journey for the next week or month, whatever resonates for you. I do kind of feel like this reading is kind of, these next couple of weeks, I am going to do readings up until the end of the year, but I feel like this is kind of an energy, like we can tap into these guides for the next few weeks. This is what they're here for. They're going to be helping us close some stuff up, but specifically for this week. But if you feel led to journey with them farther, definitely do. Okay, let's get into it. For those of you who know, all of my cards are face down, so I see them when you see them, so it's a very intuitive read. And if this reading resonates with you, please comment down below or share it. And if you would like a personal reading from me, you can head over to my description, where I have my other social media and my Etsy shop where you can purchase personal readings. Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, the other one, if you want more clarity on this reading, there are so many things. If you would like clarity on this reading, I highly recommend going and watching my last reading. It was from a couple weeks ago, but it will help you kind of get into the energy of where this, you know, the flow, the bigger flow for this energy. And also I have a few channelings I did recently, so if that resonates with you and you really want to connect into that spirit aspect in a little more tangible way, I highly recommend watching my two most recent channelings. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so the first guide that is coming through for us for this week and the end of the year is El Amora. I may be pronouncing that incorrectly. I will show you. Awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. All right. So really just sit with this and, let yourself sit with this. Maybe take a few breaths. Maybe take a picture of this if that resonates with you, do a screenshot. And just sit with this, and if this being resonates with you, awesome. I highly recommend journeying with this being. So El Moria. Moria? If anyone knows how to pronounce this, please put it in the description. I don't want to be pronouncing it wrong. I wonder if in the book they have pronunciations. That would be cool. That would be cool. Here we go. They have pronunciation there. Let me see if they have it here. No, apparently his name is easy enough to pronounce, so I'm gonna do it phonetically, just in case. El Moria. All right, so awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. So I'm really feeling like this, this energy is about coming into a more awakened state, knowing that the universe is supporting you at this time. Oftentimes when we are awakening, things seem very hectic, but we need to step into this space of understanding that we are guided, we are protected, we are loved, and that our guides are with us. And oftentimes these situations seem much more hectic when we're not tapping into our guides, when we're not tapping into the trust that the universe has us. So I feel like this is saying awaken presence. And I feel like this is about understanding that the awakened universe has having presence with us, but then having presence with your awakening, having presence with the awakened beings you are with. All right, so the second being that is coming through for us is Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. All right, so if this being resonates with you, feel free to take a picture of it, a screenshot, and connect into this. If both of these beings are resonating with you, awesome, definitely connect into those. So just take a few deep breaths, welcome Diana in, and just let her guide you in this next week or a couple weeks. All right, so focused intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. All right, so we have awakened presence and we have focused intention. So both of these feel very much about like getting in the present moment, being clear, understanding that this is an awakening time. So as much as things are going on and they can be hectic, we are lifting up. So raising your sights to the desired outcome, but then being present with yourself as well. We know that manifesting is all about being in the present moment with intention, with focus, with vision. So it's about being here and in the moving forward position. And as, 3D energy that can, perspective that can feel kind of like it's hard to understand, but it's about putting out your intention and then being present with the creation, right? It's not about constantly focusing on this. It's about putting out that focus intention and then being present with your awakening, being present with your guides, being present in this moment and knowing that it's manifesting around you in the present moment. Because there's no time and space, even though it seems like it's in the future, really you are just vibrating to the reality where it is already yours. So as you set your intention, then let it come into your present space. All right, let's get into the tarot. So our main energy around these beings, the main energy for this week. All right, so we have Four of Cups, nervous about change. That's interesting. I think a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, just people in general, beings on the planet, there seems to be a lot of shift. Some people are seeing this as a good shift. It's exciting, even though it can be a little hectic. But understandably, we're coming into a new year. Every year has kind of brought with it a very intense energy. And so I think coming into this new year, we are excited, we have intention, but I think we're all a little nervous about what's going to be coming. So I think it's really important to become present with that nervousness, being present with maybe a little bit of that anxiety or the dis-ease about, what's coming. That can be really scary when, you know, we have a general idea, we have, desires, and we're manifesting them, and things are manifesting, but it can be really scary, kind of being like, things are happening, what is it going to look like? Even for us beings who have a very clear intention of what it's going to be, experiencing it is a whole other level. We don't really know how it's going to manifest. It's a very exciting time, but I think there's a little bit of apprehension that we have. So be aware of that, be present with it, like this awakening presence, focus intention. So focus on how you're feeling, nurture yourself. I love this card. She's pouring herself tea. So she is nurturing herself. It says nervous about change, not scared, not fearful, nervous. Nervous doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a very similar feeling to excitement. If you're going on stage or performing, you're like nervous and excited. They often go, in tandem. So be aware of your story around the feeling in your body. Oftentimes they feel very similar, but it's about the story you're creating. So be aware of that. What's going to assist us with this is the Tower. Well, discovery, change, adjustment. All right, well, that's exciting. Well, I don't think we're getting out of change. We are nervous about it, but what's going to assist us is the actual change. That's really what I'm getting from this. Oftentimes it's the expectation or the story we have around what's coming that's actually the scariest part. But when the actual change comes through, things are alleviated. Now we know what's happening. Things are coming to light. And so what's going to assist with this is really diving into the change. This is discovery, adjustment, and change. So, going head first, diving into that wave, really plunging ourselves into this shift. It's often what causes us the pain is our resistance to what is happening. If we just let ourselves fall over the waterfall, we can go into that beautiful pool underneath. It's the struggle to stay afloat and all that. If we just let the river take us, we will land in that beautiful pool of goodness. Now, in the 3D, that might not be necessarily what you want to do, but you never know. All right, what's going to hinder us? All right, we have 8 of Wands, shift decisions. Okay. All right, so I feel like what's hindering us is things are happening very quickly. And because things are happening quickly, or rather things are moving quickly and we're having to make decisions about it. And I think a lot of us are feeling a little overwhelmed, again, nervous about change. That we have the Tower here. So what's hindering us is feeling like maybe a little overwhelmed, feeling like we don't know what we're doing. Things are happening so quickly that things are just seeming a little hectic right now. And then I feel like some people are going to resonate with the fact that it's not changing fast enough. It's like we're still moving through the Tower energy and we can't get to the good stuff. So I think some people are feeling overwhelmed for different reasons. So I think it's really important that we just get really clear. Again, the awakening presence, focus, intention, trusting the timing, trusting that the universe, again, is with us. We are the universe. When I think of the universe being with us, I think of my guides. I think of consciousness, being love. Obviously, we are all the universe. So if you're sitting there, the universe is with you. But everything is present with this creation. No, nothing is, falling away. No one is not accounted for. No one is being left behind. And again, wear a cloak of protection and love. So I think of, you're being draped in good, nurtured, loving, safe space. It just feels a little hectic because we are in a comfort zone. And when things start falling away, we don't know what's coming, and that can be very scary. And so we resist, even though what's coming could be really, really magical. All right, so our main energy for this is we have, tradition, nostalgia, reflection. All right, so I think a lot of us are really taking stock of where we're at. I think we're looking at, I think some of us are kind of looking backward a little bit and going, okay, what's working, what's not. I think some people, there's a little bit of a romanticized idea about what it used to be like. I think collectively, because things are changing so much, a lot of people are really struggling with the change. So it's kind of, we're looking backwards a little. But a lot of us are also reflecting. I know for my soul family, this is very strong. We're looking at what was normal and we're going, okay, is this healthy? Is this actually what we want? So again, we have this focused intention working on our desires, but the only way we can know where we want to go is to evaluate where we are and where we've been. So I think this is kind of the energy, you know, a lot of stuff is changing, so we're really evaluating everything. And then to go along with that, we have release the past and change. I think this would probably be the death card, and again, there is nudity in this deck, so be aware. Release the past and change. So we're in a transition phase. Just because we're being nostalgic, it's really important to be aware of, we're evaluating, we're looking at what's been, but to hold on to it, to try to go back there would be a little bit of folly, because we are moving forward in a very intense and focused way. And so being aware of that, you know, we are looking at our traditions, we are looking at what was, but so we can move forward, because we are shifting, and we, you know, we're going through this Tower energy, there's change coming, it's happening quickly, everything is happening, we are awakening. This year of 2020, we have sacred numbers, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. We're stepping into a new cycle, a new decade, a lot is happening. So be present with it, but don't hold on too hard, because that is just gonna make the transition more uncomfortable. When you have that attachment or that story, or the story that what's happening shouldn't be happening, that's what's gonna cause you the most suffering. All right, so our messages from Spirit to pinpoint stuff in this reading, we have pause, observation. So this is 9 of Wands. Interesting. So kind of going back into that reflection, I think, you know, I'm going to keep pronouncing this wrong, I'm so sorry. El Moria? Sure. That's so bad. It's talking about awakening presence, right? Here, focusing in, we have this reflection, and now we have this pause and observation. So I think, you know, because we're at the end of the year, the universe and our guides are guiding us to get present, take stock of the situation, see what's working, see what's not, you know, without judgment, just being present, because as we move forward, we want to be able to release those things, especially for a lot of people who do ritual on New Year's. I know I do. I've done it for the last several years, since I was like, I think 20 or 21. I've been doing it for a while, and I do a release and, you know, welcoming in on my birthday in May, and then I have one on New Year's. And so for New Year's, it's kind of a releasing and welcoming in for what I'm doing for the collective, what my path is, my journey kind of outward. And then on my birthday, I do a ritual about, you know, kind of like the inward journey. You know, what am I releasing on the inward? And of course, those always match. Those are, you know, reflections of each other, but kind of my more personal journey. So it's like, what am I here to do is on the New Year's, and what am I here to focus on myself on my birthday. So if that resonates with you, I do have a couple of videos on that. I think I had one for my 27th birthday. I think I've talked about it a few times. So if that resonates with you, definitely go check those out. But we're at the end of the year, so this is pause, observation, you know, taking a breath and going, okay, where are we at? What do I want to release this year? What intentions do I want to put in? We just had that new full moon. So we are going to be, let's see, it's the 15th. So the new moon is going to be somewhere around, I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but it's going to be somewhere around the new year. So it's a perfect time to create intention. It's a great time to release the old in that dark, shadowy place. We are coming into the new year, but also we're in the winter, so we're cocooning ourselves, we're getting really present with ourselves. So this is a time of observation and release and shift. Okay, what Spirit is pointing out, wisdom of experience. All right, 6 of Wands. All right, so I feel like this is telling us, look at what you've learned. It's time to celebrate how far you've come. Look at what this year gave you. Maybe take some stock of it. Maybe do some journaling about the whole year. A lot of us do journaling through the year, but maybe this is a time to sit back and go, okay, what did I learn this year? So this is, you know, wisdom of the experience. This is also understanding that the experience is what gets us to the next level. So really appreciating that. But with this pause and observation, I feel like we need to really look at what we've learned this year. And then, you know, with journaling, with ritual, you know, over the solstice and the new year, we can kind of integrate it all. Kind of like when you're in a yoga practice and then you have Shavasana at the end to kind of integrate it all in. I feel like these next couple weeks is what we're doing. It's like kind of the Shavasana of the year. All right, and the last card here, we have steady process. So it's interesting. So we have the Four of Coins. So I feel like this is saying like we are growing, we are moving forward. And then also being very present with that. I think it's really important, again, with this awakening presence, not to just fly off the handle, not care. We are about focused intention right now. We are about awakening presence. And I feel like this is the energy that is going to carry us into this next chapter. So again, this is about observation. It's very much about shift, but then understanding the progress and celebrating that, and also being very present with it and letting it grow and nurturing it, but not smothering it, you know, just being in that awakened presence with it, and understand that we are moving forward. Oftentimes it can feel like it's not. Sometimes a tower moment can feel like, or a change moment can really feel like you're falling apart and it's not a moving forward, but we know we need to release the old so we can keep moving up and moving forward. You know, we're releasing those weights, we're releasing the anchor so we can move forward. So being aware that we are progressing forward. All right, so the last cards here are from the other oracle card, the Work Your Light Oracle. And so this is from Messages from Spirit to close up the reading. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Is that what it says? Yeah, it is. An expression. That's interesting. That's an interesting word. All right, so I feel like this is saying stop hiding your light, right? You know, this is, you know, share your voice. So I feel like we are shifting into a time of a bigger expression. And a lot of people are, you know, I feel like this was the year of authenticity. People who were sticking to the old masks, the people who were, you know, there's an expectation of them, really struggled this year. And the people who really just went, screw it, I'm just going to be who I am, actually felt a lot lighter. And they released the judgment around the true aspect of themselves. And so I feel like this year, you know, because last year was kind of like the year of authenticity. I mean, it's always the year of authenticity, but I feel like this year people were really struggling to not be authentic. Struggling to not be, yeah. People were having, so many beings I was talking to, you know, they were saying like, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't not be myself. I can't be real. You know, I can't, am I wording this right? It's really hard to not be authentic. And when people were really stepping into that, it was feeling so much better. So I feel like because of that, now the universe is asking us, especially beings who are kind of on the forefront of this edge, you know, we're all moving forward collectively, but some of us are much more aware of what's going on. And so for us, and you can do this in different ways. This can be just sharing it with friends. This can be like putting yourself out there. I feel like there are a couple people where their intuition is telling them to like move past their comfort zone and really put themselves out there, maybe in a much more public setting. I feel like this is kind of a message to you of like, yeah, you know what you've been feeling, do it. This year is when you're going to step in. It's going to give you the opportunity to step into it. But if you don't, it might feel pretty uncomfortable because the universe is like pushing you to follow the path that you chose for yourself in this life. And a lot of beings right now, I think, are struggling to go like, do I have worth to give? Do I, you know, will anyone listen? Do I know enough to share? But if you're having the desire and the intuition to do it, and it's kind of not leaving you alone, it's your inner guidance system. It's your guides. It's everyone telling you to move forward. You know, you kind of learn on the job a little bit. You know, you can't go to college for helping the awakening. You can learn tools, but really it's all about your intuition, your guides, your personal practice, and being authentic and being real and sharing what your journey is. And so a lot of that is learning on the job. So I feel like Spirit's saying like, okay, things are shifting. It's time to put yourself out there. And so this might not be speaking, it might not be that way, but it could be expressing yourself creatively. This could be just expressing whatever it is you've held back, whatever's been underneath that mask, but what, you know, it's telling you to like share it. Allow yourself to express it. This is going to be all about authentic expression. Voice, I just think, is one aspect of this. This could be any form of expressing your authenticity. And the last card here we have birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. I really don't think I need to say anything about that. Let's just like sit with that for a minute. I think this card pretty much sums up the entire reading. Birthing a new age. I very much feel like this year of 2020 is going to be a level up that is much more palpable. I've been really feeling like 2019, as it, we're coming through this huge stretching time. We're doing a lot of work. This next year, this next decade we're going into is a whole other level. And I think it's going to be much more palpable than, a lot of us have this intuition, a lot of us have awareness, but this is going to be like physical, tangible experience. I think a lot more people are going to be seeing in the 3D into 5D, and we'll be seeing it because we'll be moving into 5D. I think this year is going to be huge with that. I've just been getting this intuition that it's just going to be so much more tangible, to the point of where there's going to be no ignoring it. The people who are resisting it are going to be struggling, and they're not going to be able to understand what's going on. And a lot will shift because they'll be seeing it and they'll have realization for sure. I don't think it's like, oh, all are lost by any means. We're all one consciousness. We have to move forward together. But for the ones who have a general idea of what's going on, it's going to be pretty intense. It could come off as a little scary because it's going to be new experiences for sure. I think a lot of people are going to be having psychedelic experiences without the psychedelics, if that makes sense. I feel like a lot of things are going to come through. People are going to be shifting very quickly, and so our perceptions are going to be shifting. And for those of us who are on the fence, for those of us who are like, yeah, I know, but it's going to be like, you won't be able to deny it anymore. That's what I'm really feeling this year is going to be about. And it's going to be starting into that journey. I mean, obviously it's not going to all happen in 1 year, but this year is going to be like the stepping into that, like, oh my gosh, here we go. Here we go. We've been kind of going up the roller coaster and we're about to hit that peak, and we're going to go, and it's going to be just like this rush of like intense shift, and it could be very intense. It might not always feel great if you're resisting what is happening. So be aware of that. But like a birth, it can be super intense. It could be painful, but it's exciting. And at the end, we are going to be birthing a whole new reality. So, like we would in preparation for birth, work on your breathing, work on your presence, work on where your mental state is at. Understand this is exactly what's supposed to be happening. We were built for this. Step into that power of knowing. Step into the power of knowing that this is exactly what is supposed to be happening, and whether we want it or not, it's going to. So we might as well get present and focus and have the intention for a beautiful experience, because as we know, two people can have the same experience and have very different experiences of it. And so, again, this awakening presence, focused intention. Don't forget to breathe. Ask your guides, your spiritual doulas, if you will, to step in here with you and guide you and be present and give you peace and centering. They're here to guide you. They're here. This is their job. This is why they're here. It's a beautiful energy exchange. You are giving them experience. You are also, it's an exchange of energy. It's an exchange of love and light. It's a relationship of student and teacher. But as we know, teachers learn a lot from their students, and it's a beautiful exchange. So, birthing a new age. Open up your yonis. Energetically or real, whatever resonates with you, open up that portal within you. Whatever that sexual organ is for you, let it open up and ground you, and let it soak in that creative energy. Let it fill you with everything you need. Take up space. experience. Let yourself expand outward. Om Shanti Shanti Ram Ram. If this message resonated with you, please let me know and give me a like and a comment and a share. If you found this helpful and you want to assist others, definitely share it. And if you would like more clarity on this reading, again, you can go down into my shop, in the description, into my Etsy shop, where I have tarot readings available, along with some other magical soul journey tools. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. We talk about spirituality, umbrella term, self-love, communing with spirit, tarot, oracle, channeling, sustainability, veganism, energy work. Thank you so much for watching. Many blessings. Namaste. Ram Ram. And don't forget, it is all about the soul journey.